The Ancient Rupture, Exploring African Continental Drift. Listen, the African continent is slowly peeling apart, and there is almost nothing we can do about it. As humans, we quickly forget that the Earth is always moving and that where we are standing today wasn't actually there millions of years ago. Geologists call this continental drift, a concept they preconceived to describe how continents move over time. The year was 2005 when Africa first noticed it was splitting. This event is linked to the East African Rift, where a 56-kilometer-long crack emerged in Ethiopia's desert and will serve as the formation of a new sea. Interestingly, while as humans, we recently just noticed, this separation has actually been happening for a long time before we discovered, dividing the African Nubian, Arabian, and African Somali tectonic plates. And as proof that this wasn't new, barely a decade after the first discovery, another massive crack suddenly appeared in southwestern Kenya, which, as expected, reopened the conversation surrounding the possible breakup of Africa into two land masses. This land tear appeared suddenly after heavy rains and measures more than 3,500 kilometers long, swallowing a significant section of the Nairobi-Narok highway. Things become even clearer considering the fact that this relatively newer crack happened in one of the most tectonically active regions in the world, the East African Rift. The rift, which was believed to have started developing more than 25 million years ago and only brought public attention to itself after the heavy downpours, extends from the northern part of the Red Sea all the way to Mozambique in the southeast of the African continent. Volcanic and seismic activities have equally been recorded along its entire 3,500-kilometer length and are believed to have been responsible for creating the mountains along this region, including Mount Kenya and Kilimanjaro. Since 2018, the crack has continued to widen. However, lakes and inland seas still manage to find homes in the resulting depression, and over time, as the crack widens, the land between them will sink, resulting in a valley. Geologists believe these water bodies will merge and result in a new ocean, and the rise of a new ocean could lead to the formation of two new continents, which will significantly reshape not only the African geography, but also globally. These new continents would, of course, be separated by the newly formed ocean. This means the African continental drift would also lead to the creation of new coastlines and marine environments beyond altering the existing landmass. Now, we may be forced to wonder, how fast is this happening? Is the African continent splitting in the next few years? And many more related questions. See, surely these cracks are valid confirmations that Africa is splitting, but not anytime soon. Recent GPS measurements show that the drifts are expanding at an average rate of 0.2 inches per year, which means we have more than 5 million more years to still exist as one great black continent. Interestingly, this is not the first time a continent will split into two. It is a common geographic phenomenon which is believed to be uncommon because of the unimaginably long number of years it takes for one continental drift to complete. However, a perfect example is the South American and African continents. If you carefully examine both continents, you will realize that they would fit perfectly if placed side by side. And this is because they were once one big landmass that eventually got separated by the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Another example is the Arabian Plate, which has been gradually moving away from Africa for the past 30 million years, a movement that has led to the creation of the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea. But undoubtedly, there are still some significant unknowns, especially in understanding what precisely is causing continents to drift apart. Many believe Africa's continental drift is driven by a massive plume of superheated rocks rising from the mantle under East Africa. But the truth is, all of these are actually speculations, and no one knows for sure what the reason is. And as for the cracks that alarmed Africans and the world at large in 2005 and 2018, it is pretty obvious that they have been there, but just undetected. But it has also been confirmed that they are expanding yearly, although relatively insignificantly. So yes, we can safely say that the panic is over for now, at least, but surely something bigger in the form of two independent continents lies ahead of Africa in the future. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and ring the notifications bell so you'll be among the first to know when we publish next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.